denounced. The villainess is cast out, but suddenly, her favorite character, Prince Aquastede, appears and demands her hand. "I want you desperately." As her former fiancé is consumed by regret, a new thrilling sequel route begins for Tiara. Her lapis lazuli destiny starts now. This anime episode begins with Tiara and Prince Aquastede. He appeared to her unexpectedly right after her engagement was annulled during her Condemnation event, asking her to be his wife. This prince is the main route in the sequel to the anime game, Lapis Lazuli Ring. Tiara can't believe her favorite character suddenly proposed to her. She is perplexed, though, because she is the villainess. Why would he propose to her? He is very popular among girls. She asks him the reason for his proposal, and he tells her there's only one reason. He desperately wanted her. We learn that Tiara and Prince Aquastede first met a year ago at a party. They were in the same class at the academy but never spoke. The prince was always watching her from the library window without her knowing. He saw her reading under the shade of a tree, and her facial expressions were constantly changing. She was very charming. When her eyes welled up with tears, he desperately wanted to hug her. At that time, Tiara was trying to stay out of sight to read and eat sweets with Fellini, but now they are always together, so Prince Aquastede wants to see her face whenever he wishes. He apologizes, admitting that while they were at the academy, it might have seemed like he was spying on her. But watching her read under the tree every day, he grew increasingly infatuated with her, to the point he was surprised by himself. However, she was engaged to Prince Heart Knights, and he couldn't steal a prince's fiancée from another country, so he resolved to keep his feelings to himself. After completing a year of study abroad, he returned home and convinced himself to forget her. But he couldn't. He couldn't believe his luck when her engagement was annulled, and he couldn't miss that opportunity. Tiara is shocked that Prince Heart Knights went so far as to order her banishment. But since she was going to be banished anyway, he had an idea: to take her away. Tiara is amazed, unable to believe he loves her so much. They arrive at her home. Before Tiara enters, the prince asks her out on a date in 3 days, and Tiara agrees, as she has graduated from the academy and has a lot of free time. The scene then shifts to Tiara's home, where Fellini and Schneeus, the prime minister, are discussing Tiara and what happened to her. They are very angry at Prince Heart Knights, but are happy they learned the truth about Prince Aquastede and that they are still engaged. They ask Tiara about her opinion of Prince Aquastede and her feelings toward him. Tiara answers that Prince Aquastede is much more than she deserves, but she admires him. The scene moves to Heart Knights, who tries to enter the room to check on Akari. Her guard refuses, so Heart Knights pleads, saying he realizes his judgment might have been wrong, but he needs to talk to Akari to verify and confirm. He enters, and Akari tells him they won't let her leave the room, and she is dying of boredom. Prince Heart Knights realizes she doesn't remember what happened at the graduation party. Akari tells him she can't imagine Prince Aquastede would say that to Tiara, and she is afraid he might deceive her. Heart Knights is silent for a moment, then asks her if what Tiara said that day was true, that she committed no wrongdoing. Akari becomes nervous and tells him she remembers feeling uneasy because she was cruel to her, but his presence was very reassuring. She asks if Tiara said anything to him, and he replies that he hasn't seen her since, nor does he have the right to. Akari speaks to herself, saying, "I'm still the designated villainess, even after the story ended, but I can't stand being imprisoned here. How long do I have to wait until I can be with you? I want you to tell me everything about Prince Aqua." Heart Knights tells her, "That will take some time. Why do you want me to tell you about the prince?" Akari replies, "After what Tiara did to me, I want to save him before he gets hurt, too." A knight calls out to Heart Knights, saying, "Your time is up." Akari screams, not wanting the prince to leave. Heart Knights then thinks to himself, "Perhaps I have made an irreversible mistake." The scene then shifts to Tiara in her room, saying, "The graduation event was the end of all the game's events. What will happen now? Prince Aqua is the official character of the sequel route. I can't believe a future where I, the villainess, am involved. If the sequel part has its own heroine, perhaps Prince Aqua will change his mind just like Prince Heart Knights." She then goes to the window and sees Prince Aqua, who apologizes for his late visit. "I know this is very sudden, but there's something I simply must show you. Are you familiar with the Fairy Star Festival?" We learn that this festival is an event in an episode of Lapis Lazuli Ring that the heroine witnesses with the character she is closest to. Tiara tells Aqua, but this isn't the right season for that. Aqua then calls the fairies, and we see wind and falling leaves. Tiara and Aqua are very happy together. They look up at the sky, and she is very impressed. Aqua tells her he enjoyed his time with her very much today. day. Tiara looks at Aqua and thinks to herself, his golden eyes look like two stars. They attract me so much. The scene then moves to Prince Aquasteed talking to Heart Knights. I heard you visited Akari. Did you benefit from that? Heart Knights apologizes, saying he acted on his own initiative. I realized I believed Akari's words without even investigating the matter. I should have listened to Tiara more. The prince tells him that Tiara said the same thing and apologized to him about the difficult time he went through, but she never blamed him. You two were talking all the time. Heart Knights then recalls moments with Tiara, where she told him, you shouldn't run away during class. It causes trouble for our teacher. Everyone is trembling and nervous at the beginning. We will do our best together. He then says that Tiara was constantly scolding him. I didn't know she cared about me this much. The prince replies, because her focus was on the future of the kingdom. Everything she said was out of concern for your future as crown prince. You can regret as much as you like, but the end of your engagement cannot be undone. The scene then moves to Tiara in her room, talking with Fellini. She says, since I'm going out with the crown prince, it's important that I look captivating, but my outfit should be modest wherever I go. I'm choosing between white and blue now. I never went on dates with Prince Heart Knights. She asks for Fellini's opinion. Fellini then tells her, you're having so much fun. It's your first date. We see Fellini fixing Tiara's hair and putting a coral hair ornament on her. Princess Tiara is seen preparing to go out with Prince Aquasteed, assisted by her maid. Tiara says her outfit seems exaggerated, and the maid replies, it looks beautiful on you, and I'm sure His Highness will be pleased to see you wearing it. Prince Aquasteed arrives to take her out. Tiara thinks to herself, my heart is racing in my chest, and I feel like I'm floating in the air. I've never felt this way before. Prince Aquasteed takes her to the garden. She tells him she never knew such a beautiful place existed. He replies that he is very glad she likes it. They sit under a tree, and she tells him she baked some madeleines and biscuits, asking him, how about having some? He tastes some and tells her they are delicious. She says she loves eating sweets, but she also loves baking them. Delicious sweets bring happiness to those who eat them. These madeleines are one of my favorite foods. They are light, yet perfectly moist. Once I baked a whole basket, then became engrossed in a book, and soon found the basket empty. My maid, Fellini, was trembling, saying I had overeaten. Aquasteed asks, you love sweets and books? She replies, that was improper of me, wasn't it? He tells her she is charming when she talks about sweets. I could listen to you forever. She asks him not to pamper her too much. They then eat some sweets and biscuits together. He tells her the biscuits she made have a light flavor. I could eat them for a long time without stopping. He sees the hair ornament she is wearing and asks, the fact that you are wearing this hair ornament means I can raise my expectations, doesn't it? He tells her she looks very happy. She thinks to herself, I don't know what will happen to me. I'm the villainess. The scene then shifts to Princess Tiara's house, where she is talking with her father. He asks her, regarding Prince Aquasteed, I know my daughter well enough to guess. You are ready to accept then? She asks her father to allow her to do so. He tells her he will be sad to see his daughter marry into another kingdom, but seeing her happy with him is what matters most. Tiara then goes to Prince Aquasteed's residence and meets his servant, Elliot, who welcomes her. She apologizes for her sudden visit. Elliot tells her not to apologize because Prince Aquasteed will be pleased. He then takes her inside and asks, Lapis Lazuli is a wonderful country, isn't it? The ornaments made there are so beautiful. She informs him that they have talented artisans who put a lot of effort into them. Maranfust is abundant with natural coral, pearls, and